fist bump into 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Both players have started, and let's see if this fist bump cost them anything in the opening. Looks like it doesn't. And you have two different setting ideas. DanV going for the early long bar dependency, which luckily didn't matter too much. You got it immediately afterwards. And yeah, both players now waiting for the next bar for the Tetris. Marq also going for the first single. First Tetris to DanV, first Tetris to Marq, next Tetris to DanV. Marq not quite Tetris ready, just waiting for the next piece here. As you can see, Marq is now ready again. DanV has a bit of troubles on the left side, gets the spin, needs the go to the left, perfect. And now has an LJ dependency, gets the L piece, flat burn. Into another flat burn, Marq burns a single here, gets the next bar, and Marq is now one Tetris ahead of DanV, and DanV, as I said, needs to burn a few lines here. Next Tetris to Marq again, into 95 for Marq against 52 for DanV. Kingsman in the chat asking, is this round 10 loser? No, it's not. This is not round 10 loser. We are currently in what is called round 12 winners, or better said, the winner finals. So whoever wins this is guaranteed to be at least in second place, and whoever loses this will have to battle for place number 3 later. So both of these players are guaranteed place number 3, so parts of the prize pool. And of course, Marq already got second place yesterday in Game Boy, so he already got parts of the prize pool. And welcome back, Gunter.
Hey, and talking about the prize pool, thank you Coxtany J for the $5 contribution, and thank you to all the people who redeemed the coupons. We still have a couple of coupons left if you want to help us for free. We reached the $200 barrier, so we are at $205. And yeah, as you were saying, the winner of the NES tournament will go back home with 35%, the second place will get 20%, third place 10%, and the rest of the prize pool will go to the top 3 of the Game Boy tournament that we had yesterday.
Yep.
That was a great tournament. I would advise you guys to watch the VOD back.
You should. Talk about you should watch it. We have a 19-piece drought. Okay, didn't get any longer. Then we got out of it with the Tetris. And Marq's board is a bit dirty, as you can see, so there's gonna be a bit of cleanup.
Microphone is starting to crack again. Oh no, is that mine? What is going on?
I don't understand it myself. I don't understand it. I did some testing at home and it worked fine, and today you have some issues.
Yeah, the microphone acting weird.
Oh, I remember what we had in the last game. For some reason, depending on who uses it, I only noticed it with you and Kuzo earlier, is that it's sometimes just like really weird Darth Vader kind of stuff, for example, where it just gets really weird.
Oh, Coxtany is saying no, the mic is okay now.
So I don't understand what's happening, but it happens, and
well,
tech is weird.
There's bound to be some technical issues at any tournament, right?
That's true. Sometimes more, sometimes less. And less is the lead for Marq, because Marq is now in the deficit. 336 for Marq, 356 for DanV, both getting the next Tetris, and DanV going for the next one after a small adjustment.
Did I tell you, Jakob, about the day I went to a tournament without 0 technical issue? Everything was completely fine, and then I woke up.
I was like, that's a dream scenario. Actually, at CTWC Desk we don't really have any issues because of how much we prepare.
Yes.
For context, we start preparing at like Monday and the tournament starts at like Friday, Thursday.
Well, we had a couple of meetings beforehand. We had like 4 meetings online beforehand. We need more meetings, but we still had more meetings than last year.
Yeah, that's true. But at CTWC Desk we have had like the first meetings. When was last year? Like late July, and since then we have had kind of briefings for CTWC Desk, so like afterwards preparation, all of that. So it can't be compared, is all I want to say.
Yes, and you guys pay a lot of money. You've got like one computer per setup, basically.
Yeah, it's like a professional, like professionals and really high end.
Oh, it's amazing. I'm quite excited to see like the Americans coming to CTWC Desk this year.
Yes, the top 4 of the Jonas Cup will attend. And talking about top 4, we are currently in the top 4 of here, Paris. So maybe we should focus once again on Marq versus DanV. 5-1, 5-40. So about a 2 Tetris lead here in favor of DanV.
At the same line count as well. So DanV with the true lead as we are approaching the 19 transition.
Marq needs to burn a few lines here.
Marq needs a J, gets the J, perfect. Marq is 3 Tetrises behind now.
But he has played 6 lines less, so depending on the bar timings, here's the first Tetris that he is catching up in pace. Here's the next one, so...
DanV with the bar dependency. He's not gonna go for a center well. He's gonna keep that bar dependency. He might go for a dirty. No, never mind.
Now, I believe the 19 transition is too close for that. Like, you can do it as a roller, but you kinda don't want to if you don't have to.
That's true. 636 transition, though. Pretty strong transition by DanV. And Marq can still transition with a very high 500. 598 transition for Marq. Both players are clean into the level 19.
So the 19 transition is like a 1.5 Tetris lead here to DanV. So Marq is really close here also in terms of points. And it will come down to the next 100 lines of who will have the more relaxed time on 29.
Let's hope we can see some 29 battle this match.
I believe so. Both of these players should be able to play to level 29 basically all games. And thanks for the subscription here of Twitch Prime to...
By Crimson.
Yep. Yeah, DanV is also playing quite high on level 19. That's just how comfortable he is using his rolling. He's like, I'm gonna get 20 plus for all of my pieces, and that's why he's just, let's play high and aggressive.
And Coxstein is saying if the flights are getting a bit cheaper, he'll try to get there.
Oh, perfect. I hope that they will magically get a bit cheaper. Yeah, so 2.5 Tetris lead here now for DanV. Marq has played 1 Tetris less in lines, is now set up for the next Tetris, getting the bar, Tetris to Marq. So at the same lines, 1.5 Tetris lead to DanV. So it's basically neck and neck here between these two players. Like, look at DanV's neck.
DanV's neck expanding as we speak. And both of these players remaining extremely clean in this post-transition. Just trading Tetrises back and forth.
Pace lead in favor of Marq now. By like a few thousand points. Again, pace lead, not point lead.
It's very, very close at the moment.
Yeah, he's played 5 lines less and there's less than a Tetris lead for DanV. So it is neck and neck. Next Tetris to Marq, same lines. 4 lines difference again.
Not the best pieces for DanV. He's gonna have to lose some time here burning.
Yeah, no, Marq has the lead here against DanV.
Yeah. Yeah, Marq is now half a Tetris ahead on level 25, my bad, and DanV already on 26.
Yeah, there's like 6 lines difference. Marq also needs to burn a few lines now though, so he can't get further in the lead. DanV is now ready for the next Tetris, and Marq at about the same lines.
Not yet, DanV is not ready yet, but he's clean now. Both players are clean. Tetris for DanV.
And Tetris for Marq, so max out for Marq, and DanV is just 5k away from that, so he might be able to get the first double max out this game.
A17 for Marq, 997 for DanV. DanV with the Tetris A30. 20k behind. Oh, what a Witz. What an adjustment for the Witz by DanV.
Yeah, so this is a really close game between these two players. There's like a Tetris difference as we're now on level 27, 28, so it will come down to level 29 play, I guarantee you. Next set is to DanV, next set is to Marq. Marq has played 8 lines less, so he has like a true Tetris pace lead currently. But now level 29 for DanV, 1.1 for DanV into level 29.
D08 transition into 29 for DanV.
Marq can still, yeah, now 1.16, so Marq is by 1.5 Tetris ahead here of DanV. DanV setting up for the center, he wants the bar, does get the bar!
Gets the dirty, but now he needs another long bar, quickly he gets it.
Wow. And he is cleaning up, he's staying in. Marq is still half a Tetris ahead, and no Nest with champs. Okay, let's look at the games. We have B7, B6, 10,000 points difference, 20,000 points difference. Marq is set up for the next Tetris now, gets the Tetris. Is now up by a Tetris and some change here. DanV is clean. Marq has to burn a few lines to get clean again, or he's playing aggressive. Let's see what he's doing. Looks like he's trying to clean this up now.
Marq gets that long bar to the left, but now this is getting difficult for Marq. Marq needs a long bar, gets the long bar.
Yeah, got the bar over. Amazing. Exactly what he needed.
DanV is in the lead. DanV is in the lead now.
Yeah, Marq has 20k deficit. Next set is to DanV. 70k lead here to DanV now.
Bar. Gets that one to the left.
Marq has a bit of a troublesome board, which means he needs to burn while DanV is
Oh, that
basically
hang.
clean. Tetris to DanV, Marq is high.
Hanged a piece, but got the next long bar over to the left.
And Marq is cleaning this up, so he's staying in. DanV also now kinda high and needing to clean.
He's bringing this down.
Set
Marq
up
is
for
trying to
Tetris.
set up. Marq, can
Bar?
he get the long bar? Can he get the long bar? No, he's getting droughted.
He's getting the bar in Tetris!
Now the board is in shambles.
Yeah,
Can he do anything about that? No, Marq looks like he's gonna top out at D17 and DanV already at 1.425. Let's see. Let's reach the super kill screen. Yeah, let's mullen this.
Yeah,
See what DanV can do.
Marq spots that he had a lot of holes in the stack, so he couldn't burn like the lower half of the board, which has then led to the top out and DanV's win.
And he could get a 1.5 here. He's going very aggressive now. Gets the bar, gets almost got the 1.5. There it is. 13 lines away, but he's gonna top out here. 317 lines with a 1.5. That's amazing. There we go. And first double max out and first double 1.3 of the day as well. 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Only the winners final, Jacob. This is not even the grand final, so we still got matches to watch after this.
Yes, there will be at least 2 more matches. The 3 more matches actually.
3 matches, yeah.
Yeah, the top 4 in the losers part.
Yes.
Then the losers finals, and then the grand final. Maybe part 1. We don't know for sure if we will see a bracket reset.
Exactly. Marq wants his revenge. He lost yesterday in the Game Boy tournament, but watch the VOD. I don't wanna tell you guys everything that happened.
Yeah, let's just say that Marq said he lost because he was outskilled.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see if here he can have his revenge in the NES tournament.
Let's see. Marq already having a bit of an early lead here against DanV. Next Tetris to DanV, next Tetris to Marq. We have 74 for Marq against 60 for DanV.
Tetris Jakub saying double elimination brackets are so W. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
This is the format I wanted, and I'm happy that we are able to do it this year.
I believe CTWC DES was the first tournament that used that, and now it's spreading, like flat element brackets are spreading towards the CTM DES, for example. Double elimination is now spread to France, so
Getting better
Yeah.
and better, I would say.
yeah, more fair tournaments, and tournaments where you have more than one match are becoming slowly but surely the norm here, at least in Europe.
My point was always to let the players allow the players to play as many matches as possible.
So Swiss.
Oh, nah, Swiss would be too long. We would need a week.
Well, no, we would just take our 10 streams.
Yeah, true. All right, at the moment, Marq in a slight lead here, 35k ahead of DanV at the same line count. The room is silent, you can hear them roll.
I find it interesting how quiet Berghaus rolling is.
Ah,
Yeah, it's neck and neck here.
maybe he has a thick glove.
Maybe. Yeah, so it's 257 for Marq, 221 for DanV. Marq has about a 1.5 Tetris lead now. Next Tetris to DanV, next Tetris to Marq. 280 for Marq here. So Marq having an 86% Tetris rate. Amazing opening here for Marq. And the first about 50 lines of level 18. DanV also really close, just had to burn a few more lines, still over a 70% Tetris rate.
As Annette is saying, we cannot do a Swiss tournament, Jacob. We are not in Switzerland.
Oh, we have so many Swiss people here.
That's true.
Like, have you seen the Gamer tournament? That was like 16 players and 10 of them were Swiss.
Yeah. Or like 4 Swiss people? Yeah,
Yeah.
so one.
Yeah, it
one
felt
fourth.
like so many. But that's because Game Boy is big in Switzerland. We were now in the second half of 18, so it's been like this lead the whole game for Marq since like the first 13 lines even only. But now Marq is in a bit of a burning situation, which means DanV is now catching up to Marq. Marq needed to burn a few lines here, now got the next Tetris, and the
Nice
difference
early.
is now less than a Tetris here in favor of Marq. Marq is playing too high and a bit dirty.
Some are saying I thought this match and losers top 4 were going to be played simultaneously. Well, in the end, we have enough time to play them separately.
Yep.
I'll say that is better.
Yeah, in general, we want these players to be able to perform on their own and show us what they can do. Apparently banging the laptop worked with Nesmus champs. I don't know what Sivell did, but it was like slamming down and then it worked. Okay, so last 35 lines here of level 18 before the level 19 transition here in game number 2. DanV is currently 1 game up and is ahead in points by just that bit.
It's pretty much tied at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, look at Marq's board. He has a tougher board, so DanV gets this Tetris and is in the lead now.
Good burns, perfect LPs. He's gonna reopen the left side. Now going on the left while Tetris on 18. This is perfectly fine with rolling. But he's getting drowsy right here. 72 to 75% Tetris rates.
Yeah, it's neck and neck. It's 480 against 480. Just 2,000 points difference between these two players. Witz adjusted for DanV, but went for the Tetris first. Now he's has the Witz and waiting for the bar. Marq is ready on the left side.
And now DanV getting drowsy, finally gets the bar for that Witz.
And next set is to Marq here. 525 for Marq, 507 for DanV. Next set is DanV. Now DanV in the lead. It is neck and neck between these two players.
Marq staying on that left well setup. It's working out well for now. Alright,
yeah,
gets another left well Tetris. Is he gonna go for a center well now?
Probably because of the transition.
Yes.
But yeah, so Marq can't go for a Tetris here. And neither can DanV.
Just gonna burn down to safety.
Yeah. You should.
No
DanV 1 line, Marq 2 lines. And DanV transitions at 564, 575 for Marq. So Marq add by a bit in the transition here. DanV is going for the center, Marq is going for the cleanup.
So close. It's like level 18 didn't matter. I mean, it did matter because it set up like a kind of a bad board for Marq. He's gonna have to waste some lines.
It's also just the mental. If you know that you're close to your opponent in this game, then you're like, okay, now I have to do my best on 19 so that I don't have to go for only Tetrises on 29.
True. Oh, but Marq had to close that left.
Yeah. DanV opening the center again. Currently lead in favor of Marq, 589, 584. DanV on level 21 here is setting up for the next opening here. LJ dependency getting the J piece. Still 2 lines left to go for DanV here. Marq is triple ready and cannon 7.
Marq is finally clean. Waiting for that long bar. Has to close the well again. He has to use that long bar on the right side. Reopens the well. Come on, game. Where's the bar? Came 1 piece too late. DanV now in the lead and clean back on the right well.
Next triple to Marq. Not only a triple here. Marq had a small hole, which means DanV is now 60k, so about 2 Tetris and some change ahead of Marq. Marq set up for the next Tetris. DanV is getting the next Tetris. Marq waiting for the bar. Should arrive soon. Yeah, bar to Tetris. Bar to Marq.
There it is.
And bar dependency in coming 3 here from Marq, getting the bar now, perfect.
DanV is a couple of lines ahead as well.
And next set is to Marq now, into 678 against 737. 767 for DanV, so 90k ahead.
The difference is only about a Tetris and a half in pace, actually. Because of that line difference.
Next set is to Marq, and we see it's now 2.5 Tetrises. The next set is to DanV, so both players just playing efficient. 19 here, which means we should see another double max out before level 29.
Yep, both players clean, both players efficient, back on the right well. Everything is looking good. I hope we're gonna stay like that for the transition into 29.
Look at the point lead for DanV now.
Ooh. Alright, what a nice adjustment for that T-Tug by DanV.
Now the same lines is down to a bit under 60k, so just 1.5 Tetris lead here to DanV, but at some point, due to the line difference, it looked,
Now they're at about the same lines, but Marq has to do some cleanup here. Ooh, Marq. Scary, he's going aggressive here. Oh my god.
Bar to Marq, please, at this point. Okay, double. No, 1 piece too late, and next Tetris to Marq.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
The next box is going a bit wild.
And yeah, we're now getting close to level 29. Under 10 lines left to go here for these players. And Marq is cleaning up for 29 while DanV is open. DanV bought 100k head of Marq here currently.
And
you have to drought.
with that Tetris, DanV transitioning at A32 transition. Marq will transition at 9:14. So DanV with a huge lead at
Marq wants the
transition.
bar. He's high, he's going for the triple. He gets a few singles in. But left side, okay, right over to the left side. It's open once again, waiting for the next bar. Now DanV is low.
Tetris
for
for
Marq. And only triple here for DanV. So Marq is able to catch up slowly here on level 19 so far.
Great dig by Marq.
Yeah, amazing.
Oh, we are in a drought. We are in a drought.
A drought.
Marq with the T-spin setup.
25 pieces already. That's a quite long drought. And Marq is getting the bar over. Perfect. Going for this.
Gets a triple. Marq gets another long bar. Can he survive this?
A J dependency filled in. Next doubles. Next Tetris to DanV. DanV now at 1.15.
Oh no, the hang!
Marq hands the long bar. And that's it.
Marq with a max out, but hangs that bar to the left. And DanV will get game 2. GG's.
Yeah, it's 2-0 now for DanV. And DanV also coming out at pretty much the same
He
time.
didn't care anymore. Like he knew he.
3, 2, 1. Tetris.
And hold on. Big shout outs to Frankie Furry for giving us $25 and to Kenza Bank for giving us $20. So the prize pool is now at $250. Thank you very much, guys.
Did they leave any messages?
My phone is a bit small, but... Oh yeah, Frankie Furry said Frank loves his friends. Thank you, Frank.
Yeah, that's perfect. So he wants now to win the whole tournament then.
Yeah.
Spotting now with 25, I believe it was.
20
Yeah,
from
$25.
Kenza and 25 from Frankie.
Yeah, so $25 in favor of now, who's gonna play after this match.
And I forgot to read the contribution, the message from Cox Danny J, who was just, yay, Tetris!
The most important message to leave at a Tetris event. Marq is a bit high now, once again gets a triple into double, is now clean again and getting the bar into Tetris.
What an adjustment by DanV. Yeah, I feel like you're looking at Marq, I'm looking at DanV.
Exactly as it should be. I look at Marq, look at DanV, so you don't miss anything.
On 18 it's easy to follow both of them, but on 29 it gets pretty difficult.
Even on 19 it gets kind of tough, yeah. Like I'm looking at Marq and just saw DanV's bar falling down. I was like, oh yeah, that's gonna be a 9 spin, but it wasn't.
Yeah, and most of the time we'll tend to look at the guy who's in difficulties. Like if one is clean and the other is digging, we'll both watch the guy digging.
I'm actually starting, well, not starting, actually in the past already, when you are focusing on DanV, I just look at Marq. Because I'm like, okay, something will happen at Marq's side at some point, so I need to pay attention to that as well. Yeah, talking about paying attention, 213 for Marq, 189 here for DanV. Marq is at by a bit over Tetris here. As we are at about 40 lines, next Tetris to DanV and one more to Marq. Marq once again having a nice level 18 opening here.
Coxton DJ saying, I need that yay Tetris to be read with a bit more effort. Do you want to try it?
Yeah, Tetris! Like this?
I hope so. Or we can have the whole room shout it out.
What did Furious say? Oui, Tetris? Tetris?
Where is it? Oui, Tetris, yeah.
I mean, how do you say Tetris in French? Because you don't pronounce the S at the end, so it would be like oui, Tetris?
No, we do pronounce the S.
Oh,
Tetris. Heck. Just say Tetris.
No, I meant like in general, when there's like a word, you spell it, and then it's like an S, and you don't read the S?
Depends on the word, yeah.
Oh, then,
too many exceptions.
Okay, because my guess in French is always, there's an S at the end, just skip it.
Because of Paris in French.
There's many examples. Then he's saying that's much better than happy to provide a nice Tetris for Marq to you.
Yes, Yaku pointing out we still have 11 codes. Sorry, I'm getting tired. 11 codes to redeem on the Matcherino.
Yeah, that's like $2.50.
Yes.
So type an exclamation mark Matcherino to support these players for free, or maybe to also donate a bit of money, like these amazing people like Danny, Frank, and I forgot the third guy. but it is now in this match 381 against 375.
Oh boy, the mic cracked up for a moment with some kind of robot voice and it scared the chat. It only lasted 2 seconds though, so that's fine. Nice tuck of the L by DanV. DanV is clean. Extremely well built left side. Tetris for him. He's still behind by a few thousand points. This is neck and neck at the moment. At the same line count as well. With DanV getting those pieces all the way to the left, bangs down another Tetris. Marq is playing much lower on the board. Is Blaž coming back? I don't know, where is he? Oh, he's on a CRT in the background.
So we're also saying Blaž because I mean it's like a blowhigh in reality, but you just say Blaž because it's funnier. Yeah,
because I don't know how to read the Nordic alphabet. So
it's like blowhigh.
I know.
Yeah, but I always say Blaž because it's fun. So. You also seen something.
Yeah.
I forgot it also on the screen because I'm just looking at this part, Marq, and nothing else. Yeah, we have a bit of, our main competitor. He sadly didn't arrive in time yesterday, which is why he wasn't able to perform in the tournament. But he is still part of the tournament. He qualified. He is a viewer. And we have 543 for Marq against 563 here for Dan. So then about Tetris ahead here of Marq. Now Marq getting the next Tetris. And in terms of pace, Marq does have the lead here, and we're getting close to level 19, just about 10 lines left to go. Next set is DanV, 5 lines left, and Marq also getting the bar into just 8 lines left.
DanV already at 600, cool transition with like a 650.
So can Marq.
Last 2 Tetrises, yeah, Marq as well.
Marq
18 here.
Marq can even burn a triple here. He's set up for the next Tetris, getting the Tetris, so Marq transitions at 658 and 632 here for DanV. About a Tetris, lead in the transition to Marq. Marq needs to win a few lines, but is open again. Getting the next Tetris for Marq into 685 against DanV, who's kind of high, but gets next Tetris as well, so 686, 689. Bit of cleanup not to do here on Marq's. This is gonna cost him enough pace for DanV to get the lead in now.
Yeah, DanV's clean, Tetris ready. Marq still burning on level 20. DanV's slightly ahead in lines though. Oh, DanV needs a Z or a T. He's getting the T.
Okay, it's important for DanV to burn a bit here to not get too high in the stack.
And Marq is burning a lot. I wonder if he's gonna go aggressive and try to set up dirty.
He kinda has to if he wants to have a chance. 100,000 points here behind DanV, and he is yet to get out of the situation here. Looks like he's going aggressive. No, okay, he's not going that aggressive here.
We are still early in the post, and DanV. Oh, what is that board for DanV? At left side.
Yeah. Gets the bar into Tetris, so he's now at an acceptable height once again.
Right, DanV is gonna be fine thanks to that long bar. Might switch to a left well. Alright, DanV gonna have to burn a few lines. Marq finally clean. Will try to set up back on the right side. 728 plays 849, so DanV with a good lead of 120k. DanV with a column 2 Tetris.
Marq getting the T-spin.
DanV remaining on the left well setup. Marq is on the right, gets a Tetris. Still about 3 Tetrises behind. But Marq is also 10 lines behind.
Yes, it's more like a 1 to 2 Tetris lead here for DanV.
It's actually closer than what it looks like because of that line difference.
Yeah, it's like 11 lines, that's about 3 Tetrises.
DanV has been playing much higher than Marq for most of the game. Hang off that long bar on column 2. Yeah. This is not too bad. He's gonna get another bar, but now he needs a... Alright, he's just gonna take the lead safe. We are already on 7 here. 52 now for Marq on level 26.
DanV also just got a Witz, which means he's ready for the Tetris. Max to DanV.
Oh, hangs another bar to the left. What is going on?
Also Max out to Marq. Marq is ahead of DanV, having played 7 lines less, so this is now a nice position here for Marq. Getting the next Tetris, over Tetris ahead here of DanV, and Marq wants to be ahead when he transitions into level 29.
And Marq taking the lead, and DanV a bit annoyed by those hangs on the left.
Simon Tetris 1.05 for DanV, A5 for DanV. Next Tetris for Marq, not even in level 29 now.
Perfect clear. Alright.
One line left to go for Marq, and Marq transitions at B6. Yeah, B60. Nice score here for Marq. And then we getting the next Tetris is starting to catch up to Marq here.
Marq is like 50k ahead, 58k ahead, but DanV is Tetris ready on level 30. Now entering 31, still Tetris ready, but getting crowded.
Stopping here, yeah. So DanV is now clean again, Marq is clean again. Marq is still ahead and has played 8 lines less, so this is a nice position here for Marq.
Only ahead by half a Tetris, and yeah, he's burning. DanV is burning as well, though.
It's half a Tetris in points, but it's 11 lines.
Oh, DanV!
Oh, DanV hangs the J piece!
Okay.
Okay, he's getting a few burns, getting the next longbow over, getting the next longbow over again, is now starting to burn this lower.
Can survive this.
Yeah, he can survive this. Left side on Marq is low.
Wow.
Yeah, Marq is just letting this out, while DanV needs to go for a few Tetrises, which means DanV also needs to play more aggressive and gets into these situations. Nice survival by DanV.
Oh, DanV. Oh. Those pieces are not good. He needs a square. He's not getting the square. And Marq is in a tough situation. Marq is about to top out, but he's in the lead. DanV needs 45,000 points.
Yeah, so DanV needs 1.257, about 40k left to go.
Oh my god. Can he actually survive that? That would be insane. He needs an
I trust he can currently, but the pieces no, Longbow again. But
and
DanV comes out.
He's gonna get game 3. GG's.
It's now 2-1. 3, 2, 1. Tetris.
3 games, 3 double max outs. So this is going well.
And this is exactly what we expect here at the finals and between the 2 highest seeded players. Then we got a 1.39 average of 2 in the warm-ups. Not warm-ups, qualifications. So he's definitely someone to look out for.
Oh yeah. He's probably the second favorite after DanV.
I meant DanV got the high score.
Oh, sorry.
Seed number 1, you know?
I was looking at the match arena. We got a couple of coupons. We are almost out of coupons, so that is nice.
And Danny's playing out. Chat is here just for the memes. But you know, memes are what makes viewing fun. So please post all the memes that you want. We have a bit of burning potentially on Marq's side, or he's going aggressive, no, he starts to burn, while DanV is going for the next Tetris, so DanV is now in the lead here against Marq. Marq gets set up for an aggressive Tetris, gets the bar and Tetris for Marq, DanV also getting the next Tetris here. And Marq is burning a few lines to get this open again. Is now open, which means we have 105 for Marq, 121 for DanV, so DanV is a bit under a Tetris ahead of Marq. Next Tetris to Marq again, 128, 144, same lines. And one more Tetris to DanV now. As well as one more to Marq. So we're seeing good games here currently.
Alright, DanV with a good start, 2 Tetrises ahead, 235 before 50 lines. Solid start. Waiting for something to tuck, gets that Witz, now needs a square, gets the square. Marq is clean, has to burn a couple of lines and sets up for the Tetris here. Interesting placement of that bar. Didn't know where to put that bar. DanV already 100k ahead, Tetris for Marq. 209 plays 280. I think Dan finally broke a sweat, says Furio. Yeah, Marq is doing pretty well, challenging DanV on those higher speeds. Both players are really focused here. Oh, Marq needs a J here. He's not gonna be able to tuck anything else. He has to tuck an S, but this is gonna cost him a few lines. There we go. We finally added the Macherino to the stream. And we are at 262. Let me check what happened there. Dr. Knockers with a direct contribution of $10. Thank you, Doctor. And no message from Dr. Knockers. And a couple of coupons. We have like a few coupons left. And then we'll be out of coupons. And maintaining that 100k lead. 428 plays 292, so it's actually a 135k lead for Dan. Such a solid 18 here. Both players burning at the moment. Not the best board for Dan. Yeah, you're right, Darth Bunny. Coupons are basically free money. Dan 5 Tetris is ahead. Finally clean at 437. Marq at 343. Marq is clean as well. Now set up for Tetris. Bangs down a Tetris as we are approaching the 19 transition. Oh, that hang of the T for DanV. This is a bit dangerous. He's gonna reopen the right side with that long bar. Gets that long bar to the right, bangs down the Tetris, tucks that T. Now all he needs is a long bar to the left to fix up that board. He's gonna play it safe. He might go for a dirty left. Well, he's gonna take a dirty triple. He's still 42,000 points ahead, but Marq took that opportunity to cut into the lead here. Tetris for Marq. We will transition to 19 in less than 10 lines. This was a tough sequence here. Both players under 500Ks before transition. Never mind, Dan transitioning at barely 500Ks. Marq can still transition with a low 500 as well, but still that piece sequence was rough on that 18. DanV started very, very strong, but had to burn a lot of lines in the second half of that 18 game. And now Dan is getting high. Gotta be careful. Bangs down a Tetris on 20. Has to burn a few lines. Marq is clean. Marq with a very good left side. But still behind by about 2 Tetrises. Although Dan again is getting ahead in lines. Like ahead by 3 to 5 lines. Marq Tetris ready, Dan Tetris ready. Dan getting some good pieces here. Getting that T all the way to the left. Always impresses me as a DAS player. So quick. Oh, nice placement. Didn't go for the tuck, went for the delayed burn. Smart move. Would love a square, not getting the square, but it's gonna be alright. Now Dan is getting a bit high. Takes the triple and the double. Tetris for Marq, taking the lead at 697. Then Dan takes it back at 706. Oh, Marq! Oh no, can he reopen the right side? He's not gonna be able to open the right side, and Marq is done for game number 4. And DanV will advance into the grand final. Which means that Marq will get down to the loser's bracket to face the winner of Shuichi against Nao.
He's still going.
Needs a piece of that left. Gets another quick tap.
Is
Wait.
this 31? Is this 31?
Level 31.
It's 31!
Another
John
quick
getting
tap.
B31. Oh my goodness.
Oh my God. Andy
Andy.
needs about 180,000 points.